Hi, I'm John Koon, Communications Director for the Vidalia City School System. And this is Vidalia City School News, a behind-the-scenes look at what's happening in the Vidalia City School System. Today, my guest is Vidalia High School Principal John Sharpe. Obviously, this has been a different time for everybody. Not going to school, having to stay 6 feet apart from everybody, not being able to gather. What have you been doing? Obviously, you've had some free time. What have you been doing during this time?
One of the things, we've got a lot of projects at the house. I've painted a bathroom, done some repair, but I'm spending a lot more time even at school. We're having to make decisions. There's no frame of reference of which to draw on. We know we're impacting a lot of students' lives, so we're trying to make wise decisions, try to get input and feedback from administrators around the state, and want to all try to hopefully survive. And I know we're all socially distancing, but one of the things I'm trying to tell is instead of social distancing, we want spatial distance, because we want you to be engaged, whether it be social media, phone calls. We all need to stay connected to each other to get through this.
Obviously, you guys have been doing online instruction and things like that to be able to keep the students involved. How successful has that been?
Well, it's successful as much as the students put effort into it. Teachers are doing a wonderful job and have adapted using Google Classroom, but we still have a number of students who don't have access, either through Wi-Fi or they may be sharing their one device with all the family members. We feel like probably a quarter of our students are getting as much as possible. You know, there's still no substitute for that direct instruction from a teacher. If it was, we'd be doing this type of learning all the time. So we're making do with best we can. We hopefully that this can be make us better as we move forward.
End of school year quickly approaching as the norm, if you will. How long are we going to go with the online teaching, and what are your plans for that?
Well, we are in discussions now of when to end the online a little bit early, because then we would want to do some kind of remediation for some students that maybe have not quite got to the passing point. Most of the time we end that direct instruction a little short of the end of the year anyway, because then you begin the review for testing. State has waived testing for this year, so we're in the process of coming up with a set date to try to give some credit recovery for those students who have not quite achieve that passing grade.
Obviously, a lot of questions about end of school and how that's going to happen and what that is going to look like, especially graduation and the seniors, then the impact. Obviously, you guys are making plans for that and are in discussion. Can you give us just a little leadway into when we can expect something?
Well, first of all, we're very disappointed for our seniors. I mean, I can't imagine having to lose a whole spring of athletics, to miss that last 9 weeks with your students or classmates, miss prom and graduation, honors day. So we really feel for them. So we're trying to do some things to recreate the best possible experience for them. We know that we've postponed underclassmen honors and awards into the fall. We'll be able to have that sometime later. Those kids will be in here. We will have a virtual graduate honors for our students that are seniors. We'll announce those winners once we get them. We don't know the exact time because our scholarship committees are having to work distance and spatial distancing. So we'll have that at some time and put it on our social media. Graduation, we're holding out hope for having something on that night. What that looks like, we don't know. We're trying to make plans. We don't know if they're going to relax the shelter at home or if it's still going to be social or spatial distancing. So based on what the guidelines are, we're going to try to have the best experiences possible, and are even sending out a survey to our seniors, so going to the Google Classroom seniors and fill that out to give them some input on what they might like to have.
What has been, in your mind, the biggest impact, not only personally but as a leader, and what you see for the students and your teachers? One
of the things I think we value and appreciate greater now, the opportunity to come to school. I've had many seniors when I just happen to see them around and they talk about how much they miss being here. You know, it's something you take for granted, going to school, getting to see friends, getting to see your the people that you work with, those relationships that you have. So I think we've gone greater value for what we have, greater value for our school, greater value for even get to participate in sports and extracurricular activities. So hopefully we'll come back with renewed enthusiasm for doing the best and making the best of every opportunity we have.
On a personal level, anything that you've learned through these 6 weeks, 8 weeks in this situation that we're going through?
Well, I think for me personally, it goes back a lot to my faith. Just being able to understand that I've spent a lot of time as personal reflection to realize that things that are the most important in our life are our faith. For me personally, it's my relationship with Christ, it's family, and it's those people that I work with, students and teachers that have a relationship with. And I greatly miss being able to see them on a day-to-day basis, and me hopefully have an impact on them, but obviously they have a big impact on me as well.